I have a story for y'all that's probably going to shift your perspective on this one thing that I feel we all kind of need to stop doing, Because really, you just have no idea. Sometimes we just really have no idea. And when we make assumptions, we create suffering in our minds. We inflict suffering upon other people. We project that assumption onto other people. We project the feelings and the stories that we've told ourselves over and over. What was going to happen, what this person did, how this person is going to react. And that's really just your way of trying to control things when you assume. So yesterday, what really made me think about this was it was raining yesterday, and I went to the grocery store because I did need a couple of things, and I knew I wasn't going to want to go before work today. So I went yesterday in the rain, and as I was walking to my car, there was this other person walking to their car, and he was back then, but I was parked like right, so our driver's side door was like on the same side or whatever, and it was already raining. So it was like drizzling, like a hard drizzle maybe. And I was sitting here like struggling with my little wagon because I have a wagon. It's a long way to my apartment, and I need a wagon to carry everything like in one trip. So I was trying to put my wagon in the car, and he was like looking at me like, bitch, move out the way, like, and I'm like, oh, sorry, here, let me let you in the car. And then he like hurries in the car or whatever, and I'm like, dang, it would have been nice if he had been like, oh, let me help you real quick, but yeah, that is true, but I can't assume that he even had like the time to help me. Like maybe he was in a rush, maybe he was late for work, maybe he was trying to respond to a family member, or maybe I don't know, maybe he just wanted to be an asshole. Either way, it was his right, and it's wrong for me to assume that, oh, he just didn't want to help me. Maybe he had something else going on that caused him to react in that way. And, I also have to think that everybody don't think like me. Just because I think that my way of thinking is like I resonate with, it's a good way of thinking for me, doesn't mean that that's what other people think as well, So like, I gave him grace, and, I got the wagon in the car, it was all good. But like, I feel sometimes we put too much pressure on people to think like us. You'll be so much happier when you stop assuming things about people, when you stop assuming things about how a situation is going to turn out, when you stop assuming how your life is going to turn out. I think that when we assume, like I said, we are still trying to hold on to some type of control because we don't feel like we're in control. We're not taking control of our lives, or whatever we can control in our lives, and we feel powerless, or this is the only thing that I have left that I feel like I can control, so I'm going to control it. I'm going to make it work for me. And to me, assuming is selfish. Just assuming that this person actually felt like he hated me or whatever. Like, why am I assuming that he hated me? Maybe he has other reasons for why he couldn't stop to help me, and it's really none of my business. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I'm still okay, whether or not this person moved in my favor or not, I think that we hurt ourselves and we harm ourselves when we assume. You assume that a situation is going to turn out the way that they have previously because this is what you experienced. So naturally, that's what you believe, because you've experienced it. You've seen that it could happen. But like, when you don't properly heal and when you don't properly resolve the feelings and the frustration, the guilt, the regret, whatever you're feeling, the shame around the situation, then you will continue to project that situation into your life. It'll continue to show up in your life because that's literally what you believe. You know, my phone is getting hot, but that's literally what you believe. So watch your thoughts and how you perceive things, because assuming it's not going to get you anywhere. Assuming only gives you this false sense of control, and then when your assumption comes true, it's like, oh well, I knew. It's kind of like you proving a point to yourself, like, I was right, I knew this is going to happen, I knew that this is going to turn out the way that it was going to turn out, I knew it, I shouldn't have done it, and then you go down this rabbit hole of like feeling like you can't make good decisions. You go down this rabbit hole of feeling like, oh well, I made a mistake, like choosing this path, this career path. I made a mistake, going to go spend money on this instead of that, or I made a mistake getting into this relationship, getting into this friendship, whatever. And now you're on this downward spiral of blaming yourself and shaming yourself for the decision that you made because you don't feel like it was the right one, when really it could have been the right one. You just couldn't let your control go enough to see everything for what it is, the bigger picture of everything. Sometimes we paint our own pictures and that's all we can see, when really we just need a blank canvas there, and everybody gets to make a mark where it resonates with them, instead of you already having a picture made and expecting for people to come and see your vision of the picture. That's not fair. That's not fair to other people. That's not fair to you. So, like, have a blank canvas instead of feeling like you have to. This is my vision of how a relationship should be, or how a career should go, or how a friendship should go. This is literally just my vision. And yeah, I can take pieces of that vision and splatter it on there where it resonates with everyone. But it's not fair to bring your whole picture and expect for everybody to fit in it and see your vision. And that goes for anything. Okay? Like, you really take from other people, that's taking from other people, that's not letting things flow, that's creating resistance, which is why you're creating the reality that you're assuming is going to happen, which is the worst. Why can't we assume the best? Why can't we assume that things will work out? I think that I'm just now really understanding what it is to like assume, and how it does hurt you and how it hurts other people as well. Because just because we assume the worst doesn't mean that that's always the case. People move based off of how they're conditioned. So trying to control a relationship of any sort is where you're going to end up hurt anyway, because you're trying to control something that you have no control over. The only thing that you control is yourself. That's it. You can't control how other people respond to things. You can't control how other people move. You can't control how other people think and react. You just can't. Only thing you can control is yourself. And the quicker you can realize that, the more free you become. And you stop creating these experiences where you're getting betrayed. When you can really just let go of trying to control other people not to betray you. Like, you ultimately, it's like, I was making this reference in one of my other videos where it's like magnet on magnet. Like, you're trying to force it to go, but it just won't, because you're creating that resistance. Choose another fucking magnet. Like, it doesn't have to be the end all be all with things, Like, this one magnet, So, like, detach from what you think something should be. Stop assuming, because really you create your own suffering. You go down this rabbit hole of shaming and blaming yourself because you assume that something will happen. And, sometimes we try to change our mindsets and think, oh, well, maybe it won't happen this way. But then when it does happen, it's like, oh my God, I was right. And then you kind of, your ego kind of steps in at that point and kind of validates you. So it's really just all a learning process. We're all human. Like, none of us know what to do, but I think it is helpful to have videos like this that can help you have another way of thinking. Because if all you have is your perception, if all you have is your picture, how do you fit anybody else into that? You can't expect for people to see that. You can't expect for people to see your vision fully. No one but you. So don't assume the worst. Just assume the best. If you're gonna assume. Or, maybe not assume at all. Maybe just let things be and see how it goes. And how it goes, like, you gave it space to brew. You gave it space to become whatever it's meant to become. And you didn't force it, and you didn't put pressure on it. And it just is what it is, no matter who did what. All roads point to north. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video there. If you want to work with me one-on-one, hit me in my emails or on my DMs on Instagram. We can talk about available options that I have for you. I have a 6-week course that I'm currently revising, but I am taking new clients for when that time comes for the 6-week program to be fully revised and fully put out there. And I also take one-on-one clients if you know what you're doing and you just really need help getting over a hump, seeing things a little bit more clear. I help guide you to that clarity. So if you love what I have to say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I know I hardly ever say that. I always forget to say that, but y'all do it anyway. So I thank y'all for that. And I pray that y'all have the most amazing day ever. I pray that you receive this message and that it helped you in some kind of way. And I will see you in the next one.